After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball. Hello everybody, welcome to Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 207. It is Sunday, May 22nd, 2016. So you're kind of out of the frame.
I'll just push this back a little bit. Hold on.
There we go.
Okay.
Welcome to the PHN Food Woman Cave. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Furnico.
I'm moving you guys a little bit. There we go, to make it a little bit more. And I am Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. I'm going to apologize in advance. I've been sick for about, not quite a week.
About 4 days.
Yeah.
She completely lost her voice for the 2 of those days, so
yeah.
Please bear with us if she isn't quite up to speaking too much.
Or if I'm really congested or whatever.
Yeah, she's getting over whatever it was. So she didn't go to work for the last 3 shifts out of 4.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because by the end of my first shift, my voice is completely gone.
And I am a bit tired because we just got back from Philadelphia, which is...
They just got back. I stayed home.
Yeah, we just got back from Philadelphia, which is about a 3.5-hour drive. We spent, my husband, my daughter Davina, and I visited my parents for Davina's birthday. It goes on forever.
Yeah.
A week
well,
late.
I forget who it was who was saying that. Well, birthdays last a month anyway.
Yes. And so we were over at my parents, and we just got back, so I'm a little tired.
This was the only day we could podcast because they were gone.
Yeah. Okay. We do want to welcome all new... Well, do you want to talk about what you're drinking?
Yeah, what's in your mug?
I have chai tea. Sometimes to stay awake.
And
she
didn't pull St. Paul with her this time.
No, this time I pulled out. Oops, I made a
concerted
conscious effort. Yeah.
And I have the tea of the month from Plum Deluxe. I've been drinking tea like there's no tomorrow because it helps with the congestion. Zesty Lemon Sunshine Chai. So.
Okay. We do want to welcome all new and returning viewers. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for joining us again here in the Woman Cave. We're glad to have you with us. And if you are a new viewer or you are in, if you are a new viewer or you are in the shadows and you haven't joined us officially, please feel free to do so. We have a lot of fun cows going on. We have giveaways. We think we're a lot of fun to be with. The group is wonderful.
Yes.
So
I'm slowly but surely trying to catch up a little bit.
Yes, it's an awesome group. So we'd love to have you with us officially so you can be eligible for all the fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We do have several new members that we do want to wish who did join officially. So let's welcome them. We have Beardy Knits, who is Julie. Welcome, Julie. Sylvia 1002, who is Sylvia. Welcome, Sylvia.
Welcome.
Your Knit Sister. I don't know the name there, but we welcome you. Beth Doan, who is Beth. Beth, we met Beth along with
Laura.
Laura, I'm sorry, Laura, I drew a blank. With Spinning Laura, when we met her at Maryland Sheep and Wool, Beth is a friend of hers, and Beth is fantastic. She was such a good sport about taking pictures and being in pictures and things like that. She's a sweetheart. So welcome, Beth. Looney Blues, who is Jeannie. Welcome,
we
Jeannie.
Met her?
No, that was Looney.
Oh,
Piper.
the other Looney. Okay.
Yes.
The other Looney.
Welcome, Jeannie.
Welcome, Jeannie.
And like Clochework, who is Carrie. Welcome, Carrie. Is Clochework sewing?
I forget.
Carrie, or anyone, if you could tell us, I'd be interested in knowing. I know I could just look it up on the internet, but it's more fun to ask.
Yes.
So, welcome to all of our new and returning viewers. We're very glad to have you with us.
For some reason, that reminds me of, I was listening, because my podcasts were being stupid last night, I was instead watching my medieval Great Courses class, and they were talking about weaving and just generalized dyeing of yarn and this, that, and the other thing. It's very cool. And for some reason, close work made me think of that. I don't even know what close work is.
For some reason, I always think it's something like piecework, but I'm probably way off base. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Somebody will tell us, I'm sure, but in the meantime, we probably should just look it up. We do have a couple of podcasts that we want to, or I want to talk about here. The first one is Brian's Yarniverse. I think that's how he pronounces it. Yarn-Overse is how it's spelled, but he pronounces it Yarn-Averse, which makes me think of the universe of yarn.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's probably what he intended.
I think it's what he intended. He's a fairly young podcaster, and he's really refreshing to listen to. He's very into it. I mean, he's very passionate about it, and he has a lot of fun with it, and I just enjoy it. He makes all kinds of things. He makes a lot of toys, which makes me happy. He has 3 episodes that I've binge watched. I don't know if he's put up one since.
Crochet Kid. Yeah, I saw his turtle.
Kid, yes.
I saw his turtle.
It's got the cutest little bow.
It's so cute. I can't wait to see it when it's done.
I know. It makes me happy. Brian, I love that little. I think I've told him on Instagram. I've told him on Facebook.
I commented on it.
I just love that little bow. It makes me happy. He has a good presence, and he does a lot of interesting projects. Very well worth watching, and I look forward to episode 4 if he hasn't already put it out. Curious Handmade, Heidi from Undead Yarn told me about her podcast. She is the, I believe she's the designer of the, poop doodles.
She's the designer of the poop doodles.
Sorry about that.
She lost her show notes momentarily.
Hold on just a second here. There, okay. Helen Stewart, and she is, I believe, the designer of the Spindrift that we have going like wildfire in our group.
I have not caught the fever.
She apparently has had an audio podcast for a while, but Heidi of Undead Yarn told me she now has a video, and she had one video that I watched. I don't know if she's put up a second one yet. She is such a sweetheart. She has that relaxing British accent. I mean, it's just, I think she's British, and she's got this beautiful, whatever she is, she's got this beautiful accent. And her projects are gorgeous, and the way she sets up the projects are absolutely fantastic. So she has an audio and a video podcast. Very enjoyable. So if you are looking for new things, maybe you could check out those two. And I'm not sure my facts for Helen's because Curious Handmade, because I was on my way out the door when to go to my parents when I put that all together. And when I got back, I was like, we need to get the podcast done. So I'm doing the best I can. The Knitting Games, hosted by Spicy Homemaker, who is Melissa, who is Spicy Homemaker from I guess it's Spicy Homemaker podcast. I don't think she's changed that yet. And D-Fly B, who is Brittany from the Sip and Stitch podcast. I think it has 1 more week to go, or 10 more days, or something like that.
I'm not really sure. I'm not really up.
And that's a lot of fun. I haven't been able to be as active this last week as I wanted to, but it is still going strong, still a lot of chatter, and I'll talk about something that I won from them in enabling. I was excited to hear from Melissa. I was, yay! Okay, and then there's another one last promotion here is the Whip It Cal, which is hosted by Laura Concert, who is Crocheting Whovian, a Crocheting Whovian podcast, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The Crochet Whovian Allegiance
I
group.
think you're right.
I'm never going to get that right. I try hard. I really do. But anyway, Laura is fantastic, and she's doing the Whip It Cal, which is exactly what it says. Let's get your whips finished. So very exciting. I think she started that May 1st. And I think it's going to be going through July 31st. Okay, so do you have any baby hat news, or are we going straight into...
Nothing new for baby hats.
Okay.
We're still collecting them.
And I saw that Sue had some really nice ones that she did. Sue, I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Okay. Our 4th annual PHN Autism Awareness Cal is coming to a close. We have about... No, wait, we have 1 more month, don't we?
Yes.
Is that right?
Let's see.
April, May, June?
I think you're right, because January, February, March was
sweater long.
Sweater long. So.
Okay, so we have 1 more month. So we have about 6 weeks. Sorry about that. We have 6 more weeks, so right smack dab in the middle. Lots of activity. Love the bright colors. I mean, the projects are amazing, and some of the interpretations of bright colors make me go, wow, I never thought of that. Not that they're not bright. It's just, oh, I didn't think about that. So that's kind of cool. We
Brightness is a very subjective
it is a
thing.
very subjective. It can mean, bright as in like neons. It can be bright as in not dark.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly. I mean, somebody who has an art background would understand what I'm trying to mean. I guess like values and things like that. I don't quite understand what I'm saying, but I know what I mean. Uh, and that should be enough, right? Okay. Anyway,
Doesn't matter that you can't communicate what you
I
mean.
can't communicate. So we're running from April 1st to June 30th. Heidi, who is Knitty Girl from the Undead Yarn podcast, and Crocheting Hoovian, who is Laura from the Crocheting Hoovian podcast, is our other podcast. They're our co-hosts.
Mm-hmm.
And Heidi from Undead Yarn has donated, or not donated, she has developed a colorway for the Autism Awareness. And this year, there's been a lot of variants in the colorways, and it's absolutely fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful colorways.
There's purposely been variants.
Yeah. It's not that she just, doesn't know what she's doing. She was doing it. It was beautiful. She's a very talented dyer. And so let's move on here. Where was I going to go with this? It is knit or crochet projects that are brightly colored, the majority brightly colored. It must be you can post one WIP per project per week and one FO whenever it is finished. The FOs, if it is a Franciscan Gypsy design, any Franciscan Gypsy design, if it's any Crochet Hoovian design, if it is in any of Heidi's bright yarns or her autism awareness yarns, those FOs only, will be given 2 chances at a prize. If it is Heidi's undead yarn that is not her autism awareness colorway, or you are uncertain that we will know that's what it is, please put the ball band or say what it is so we know, because otherwise you might not get the double posting.
Yeah.
And the double chance. Okay.
Now, if you were in Crocheting Hoovian podcast,
she gives you 3 for Heidi.
She gives you 3 for Heidi. I think it's 3
for her autism awareness.
Yeah, for autism awareness.
Not all her other colors, just the autism awareness.
And for any of her colors for her group.
2.
Yeah, doesn't matter for her if it's that color.
Check out her podcast.
Yeah. Her rules are a little different than ours.
Yeah, not substantially, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
She's very generous.
Yes.
Okay, we have several prizes that have been donated. We have patterns, we have yarn, we have bags, all kinds of wonderful, wonderful prizes. We donated by Miss World, who is Amy, Victoria Blue, Debbie 1608, who is Debbie, Mima Knits, who is Robin, Mama C, who is Christina, Yarnsit, and I'm sorry I keep forgetting to do that. She donated patterns. Spicy Homemaker, who is Melissa. We have donated prizes.
You've
Heidi.
got Rainrose Knits.
Where is she?
Up at the top.
Oh, I did. Rainrose Knits, who is Margaret. Thank you, Margaret. And she donated 4.
Yes.
Spicy Homemaker was Melissa. We have donated a couple of prizes. Crocheting Hoovian has donated a couple of prizes. And Heidi Undead Yarn. So as you can see, and Emily, who is Chain of Fools. We have a lot of prizes. So please.
And we think we got everybody there.
I think we got everybody this time. We might have one more person coming in, but we'll wait until we hear more from that person later. Yeah. And we're just very excited that we have so many prizes to give out to you, because we couldn't do it without you guys.
Yes.
So thank you for being so generous. I did want to talk a little bit about. We had one of our viewers. This was the first one we received, the same day as we received the other one that wants to remain anonymous. This one said that we could talk to her about her. This is from Katie, who is Faithful Knitter.
Yes. And
her oldest boy, Lucas, has an autistic spectrum diagnosis, specifically PDD, or high functioning autism. He's 12 right now. And she was saying that his abilities, and I'm speaking off notes, that's why I'm looking down, his abilities in speaking and understanding language are more like that of a 7-year-old. And his physical abilities, like writing, throwing, and balancing, compared to neurotypical children from 4 years old to about 10 years old, depending on the task. That's pretty common. Davina, although her speaking was pretty almost advanced, but it was very stilted. Pedantic, yes. It was very much adult and very, we weren't always sure that she knew exactly what she was saying, or if she was just parroting. And her understanding, as long as it was concrete, was okay, but not so much with the abstract. Um, and I don't know if it was quite as much of a difference as Katie is mentioning here. But the reason I mention that is to show that there's quite a difference within the spectrum from this, her son Lucas, and my daughter Davina, who had the same high functioning autistic type of diagnosis, but completely different ways it showed up with it presenting.
Yes.
Now she mentions here that Lucas has some quirky behaviors, like rocking from side to side when talking. But many people who meet him don't immediately realize there's anything unusual about him, and that was common with Davina. She didn't rock, but she would do other things. You know, she'd shake, or you know, she'd sometimes, she'd hum and things like that. The quirky, when she talks, she doesn't meet eye contact. She still doesn't make eye contact. She says it hurts. I don't know if that's the same for Lucas, but again, I'm using Lucas to show the difference. That this is just two people. I think there was many different kinds of presentations as there are people even within a very similar diagnosis of high functioning. His was PDD, Davina's was Asperger's. Thankfully, he doesn't think any less of himself, or thinks he's any different or less than other kids. That, to me, shows Katie is doing a fantastic job. Katie and her therapists and things like that are doing a fantastic job with Lucas, because he doesn't think that there's anything different. Good for him. Davina didn't think there was anything different for a long time either. It wasn't until she got older.
It wasn't until I passed her up.
Yeah, it wasn't until her younger sister passed her up that she began to wonder why things were a little different. Because she's not, she's got average to above average intelligence, so she's wondering why she's not making the same milestones that Talia was making. I think it's fantastic that Lucas is looking forward to going to college, that he'd like to go abroad, that he's thinking about the future. That's fantastic. Again, I think that shows what a great impact good parenting can do for someone like this. You don't put preconceived ideas on them. You don't hold them back. And it's really scary sometimes to let them go forward, because it's scary with any kid to let them kind of stretch their wings. But when you've got a special needs child, you've got the added responsibility that, maybe they might hurt themselves. Maybe more so even than, you feel, I don't know if more responsibility is, you're always aware that they're not exactly where they should be. I guess that's what I'm supposed to try and say.
Or where everyone else is.
Yeah. Well, they are where they should be for them.
Yeah, so that's what I want to make the difference.
The should be is the norm, is what I'm talking about. The should be
the average.
The whatever that is. She says that they've seen how far he's progressed from a 3-year-old who played with toys neatly lining them up in the same order over and over again, only speaking a few words and going into a meltdown if an unexpected change in routine happened. As a 12-year-old, he can small talk with new acquaintances, which is awesome.
Yes.
Remember huge amounts of facts from nonfiction books. Loves to read, and still with some difficulty he can adjust to sudden changes to our daily plans. It's really hard for these kids, and I'm assuming adults, because Davina still has problems as well, to have sudden changes in plans. Sometimes even when you give them advance notice. We have to sometimes give Davina as much as a week's notice, and then she kind of works through it. She doesn't have a meltdown when I give her that much time. She just kind of has to, I don't really want to do this, or can't we do it this way? And then she kind of comes to terms with, like, she has to work it out. But
well, she has the added thing that none of us like change.
Yeah.
So it's kind of genetic as well.
Yeah, we as a family are very schedule oriented. We don't like changes to our routines.
We as a family tend to like planning. So add that aspect to her autism spectrum disorder. So she kind of is
double whammy.
Double whammy there.
But I think it's great, Katie, that you are able to get him to get to the point where he's able to deal. It doesn't matter if he does it with difficulty. The fact that he's progressing and he is making, I think that's awesome. That's very, very good. And of course, she said that having 4 younger siblings, including one who's just over a year younger than him, has helped immensely. Well, yeah, that'll help a lot with social interaction. They always they worry about social interaction. I think the family's the best place.
Hmm.
They homeschool just like we did.
And
And
I actually wonder some stuff if having four of them is even better than just having
oh yeah,
one.
oh absolutely.
So that's probably helped him immensely.
I think that at least with Davina, and I don't know about Lucas, but with Davina, having her interact with Talia and the kids in the homeschool
Mm.
group of all different ages and the adults and adults in nursing homes and going to the church, old people, young people, regular people, disabled people, everybody in the spectrum has helped her to be better able to socialize than being stuck in a special ed class or a
Mhm.
class with pull out. Um, one-on-one I think is always better unless it's very, very severe maybe where you need, medical or something like that. Um, if the parents are conscientious
Yeah.
about it. Um, she does say that, I'm sorry, I lost my place.
You're around here.
That she thinks that that some of his progress is due to learning from that barely younger sister, which I saw with Davina and Talia, because Davina tends to be laid back, and if you have to push her sometimes. She doesn't no real curiosity sometimes. This one starts, when you were in school, if she started moving ahead, then Davina would want to move ahead. So it was very beneficial to have two children that close together in the homeschool setting. It was very nice I could do one-on-one on them, one-on-two, one-on-one. They helped each other.
The fact that Jimmy was older was helpful for me too because I saw her doing things that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked together. We were
Mm-hmm.
able to sort of push each other, even though she wasn't intending to push me. Because she was older, I wanted to do what she was doing.
Right. And everybody thought they were twins, which I don't know if Lucas gets that with his sister, but
I'm not sure if it happens as much with boys and girls that are
I
that
think
close in age.
well, it could have been
because you used to do our haircuts the same, dresses the same.
Well, no, we didn't dress you always the same. We
had a lot
similar.
of things that were same.
We had similar. We had uniforms. I mean, what could I do? Yes, we did uniforms for a while, and then dresses.
Our haircuts were the exact same bowl
but
cuts.
They were cute. Well, you had long hair for a long time, and then we
Yeah.
had the cuts. I almost cried when I cut their hair because, well, that's another thing. Okay,
and you wonder why people thought we were twins, because we looked exactly the same, because you made us look the same.
I did not, in fact. I cannot make you look the same. A haircut does not make you look the same. Okay, Katie does credit a lot of Lucas's improvement to the variety of speech and occupational therapists he's seen in the 9 years since she first began addressing his delays. And I saw that too. Even though I'm a special educator, I was very, very pleased with the help that we got from the Child Development Center in Colorado Springs, and then in England.
Well, we were blessed to be in England because they're
but we had
ahead of the curve.
But we had Americans, but they had access. So the first, I don't know, about the first 6 years or so, she had very, very good physical speech and occupational therapists. And after that, we couldn't do it anymore, which was sad because I think we could have used it, especially the OT and speech. Physical therapy, not so much, although she did have, I don't know if Lucas has this as well, but she did have some, what they call it, I can't remember what it's called now. They used to spin her in a tire and things like that.
Oh, she wouldn't get dizzy.
She wouldn't get dizzy. She had some kind of balance issues and depth perception issues and things like that. So I forget what it was called, that spatial, I had it.
Sorry, guys.
Heidi will probably tell me when she sees this, or somebody will tell me. Anyway, services, especially early intervention, I think is very important. Davina was caught at 3. It looks like Lucas was caught about that age as well. So, the more help you get, the earlier you get, that's fantastic. Let's see. Yeah, he had lots of sensory. That one was sensory integration therapy is what she had. Sensory integration therapy at the elementary school. She goes into here things that I can't cover right now, but she's talking about the school system versus private therapies and how she was able to finally get payment for that instead of doing the school, which was happier with the stuff that she was getting privately than through the school. So,
well, I think schools are so strapped a lot of the time.
A lot of times they are. So, Yeah, Katie, I thank you for sharing this with us and giving us a positive note again
Yes.
that your son is progressing and he is getting,
And
you know,
he's on a different level than the one that we spoke
right,
of previously, which
right,
again shows the
the
different
difference,
range.
the difference, because autistic spectrum disorders can be very high functioning to very low functioning and everywhere in between.
Yeah.
And there's so many different uh, diagnoses within the autistic
Yeah.
spectrum. And so we are grateful that Katie shared this with us, and we are grateful for the other mom who shared with us as well. We don't want to mention her name because she
Because
wants
she
to be
requested to be
anonymous. So thank you, Katie, for sharing this with us. Oh, and I lost my show notes again. Okay. All right.
Okay. That leads us on. Oh, before we go into projects, just sort of a heads up for things coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That you'll probably be hearing a fair amount about in the next few weeks or so and beyond. Cardiac Ride Along will be in a month.
Mm-hmm.
We do that
Well,
every year.
6 weeks.
Yeah, in about 6 weeks. We do that every year. And that one runs 3 months.
Mm-hmm. It runs from July to September.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about that when that comes
Mm-hmm.
up. We do that every single year. And we're in the process of contacting
Right, I have to
co-hosts
contact
and
people.
everything. I meant to, and then
Yeah, we can do it. One of us will do it soon.
yeah. Anyway.
I've already given one of them a heads up.
Then we have been we're in contact with Laura, and I will respond to you privately, Laura. But
Are we allowed to say something about it?
well, she mentioned it on her podcast.
Oh, okay.
We she is going to be doing a tortoise versus the hare cow with my Oops and Timmy being feature patterns, which is a lot of fun.
Yay!
And she's also I can't remember when she's due to have the toys, but she is doing something for Ronald McDonald House, collecting toys.
Collecting toys.
So if you do her tortoise versus the hare,
right,
you can maybe send her toys.
Yeah, check out her podcast because that's where the information is. She is a really worthy cause. What happens is she was asked to provide, I think she said 20 toys for the siblings.
Yes.
And she said she felt bad about just giving it to the siblings. She understands why they're giving it to the siblings because they kind of get lost in the shuffle and they kind of feel displaced. But she wanted to give something to the siblings too, so she wants to do more than 20. So she's going to need some help to get these toys out to them, and if you want to help, that would be great. You don't have to.
And hey, you know, tortoise and hare coming up, that's a perfect
And, you know, tortoise and the hare, any of Talia's, any of hers, anybody's toy pattern. It doesn't matter. Of course, we want you to do Talia's. Okay, plug. But or you know, the Hufflepuff of Laura. But
I'm sorry, guys.
But any of them, any toys. If you don't crochet and you want to knit, and you do Susan Claudino's or Susan Anderson's or something, that's fine too. You know, this is a super cause. For the Ronald McDonald House, the children who are suffering from illness and the ones who are suffering because
their siblings
are suffering and their parents are suffering and they need something. So again,
check out Laura's podcast.
Check out Laura's podcast for the particulars.
I think it's on episode 21 where she talks about
it's her last episode, so it's 21. So, you know, and if you feel that you can do that, you know, like I said, we're plugging I'm plugging Talia's patterns and Laura's, but any toy. So
so that's coming up. And then also, just because you're going to be seeing a lot, you're probably going to seeing a lot of, for me at least, a lot of toys and a lot of socks, because starting May 26th, the Bakery Bear is doing Summer of Socks. And they're doing a fun thing where they want to see how high of a stack of socks you can get. You know, with them folded in half and stacked all on top of each other.
That's
so
fun.
that just amuses the heck out of me. It doesn't matter when you started them, and they could be whatever weights. So I'm going to be participating in that. So you'll be seeing a lot of toys and a lot of socks from me.
Right.
And
then we have an unofficial Spindrift cow going on. It doesn't have any
I'm
prizes.
sorry, guys.
If I put up a thread, I could be persuaded to put up a prize. For the spindrift, I have to think about it. I have to look at my stash. But anyway, it is unofficial right now. We have about 5 or 6 people who are doing it. So if you want to join, feel free. Okay, it'll be fun, regardless of prizes or not. So
Yeah, exactly.
that would be fun. I might have to put up a spindrift pattern, just to have a place to put the progress and
Right,
that
because
stuff.
you guys are all chatting about it
We're
anyway.
all chattering, so we might as well have a thread for it. So
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do about that. And I don't know when that'll
We don't
happen.
have enough stickies. Why not?
Can't have too many stickies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, how many whips?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. And I'm going to get up a little bit later because I forgot to pick up some of the yarn. I want to show that I'm destashing.
Right.
Okay.
So you have to go in, because you said you have 10, right?
Yes. How many do you have?
7.
Oh, okay. All right. My first one.
And you're probably going to see a fair amount of that because I've been wanting to work almost exclusively on certain projects. So.
And you may see that coming up with me as well if my hand allows. So we may see fewer projects, but you might be saying, "Oh, good." In my not my silver shed, in my Knitting's My Bag sea turtle bag, I have Timmy the turtle, which actually it's a twister, just Timmy. And I worked a little bit on this before I left to go to Philadelphia. And I've got a little bit of progress here. Once I finish the head, I can stuff him up and do his thing here. There he is. He's got eyeballs now and a mouth. See? There he is. It's like Kermit the Frog.
Except he's not a frog.
Except he's not a frog. So that's my twister.
Sorry, guys.
There he is. He goes in here. Do I do 2 now?
Yes.
Okay. And for those of you who are concerned about my hands, they're fine. The weather sometimes makes them sore, so I'm bracing them now.
Yeah, because it's actually raining out.
It's raining out. It's been raining. Okay, my next one is
spring showers.
Yes, Under the Mistletoe, which is in my Silver Shed USA bag by the lovely Ann Brody. There, I got it.
Yay!
Yay for me. And this is my Under the Mistletoe shawl. I don't know what ball of yarn I am on this. I think I'm on the 3rd one. But it's all bunched up on the needle, so you can't really see how big it is. And it's just a plain garter stitch. Nothing fancy, because I just want to wear it around my shoulders in bed or something.
Sorry,
when I'm reading. I'm using my Knit Picks Harmony Interchangeables in the size 10.5, 6.5 millimeters. And this is the Just Knit It pattern by Susan Ashcroft. And it really shouldn't take me this long if I have Project ADD. And this is the yarn I have left. I think I'm going to have to start another ball. I don't think this will go across my whole shawl. So I'm going to have to start another ball of yarn. And I'm just going to go. I have another 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe skeins of yarn. Plus 1 more. Oh, 2 more in here. I'm just going to go until I feel like stopping. So
it's always nice to have that freedom.
Yeah. And this is Susan Ashcroft. And she is another one like Helen Stewart that I think I'll be going back to because I like the way she writes her patterns. They're beginner friendly, not to say they don't have some that are above and beyond my skill level, but I feel like if I did their stair-step theirs, I would learn enough to be a better knitter. And I think that's really important, and it's really fantastic that she can allow me to make something pretty without being super technical. So I'm happy with that. Okay, your turn.
Okay, let me just check my DPN. Oh, Davina's so proud of herself that she knows what DPN stands for.
Good for her.
She'll bring it up like whenever she wants to show off her knitting knowledge. She'll go, and DPN means double pointed needles. She's just really proud of herself for that. It's really cute, actually.
It's like Daddy when he says, frog it.
Yeah.
Rip it.
But she's done that a couple times over the past. I'm not sure if it just sort of clicked one day,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "Oh, that's what that means." Because she was actually asking me on the phone, "So what are single point needles called?" I'm like, "Oh, they're just called knitting needles." But
SPN.
she's just really proud that she's made the connection for what that means.
She's very involved with our
Oh,
crafting.
very involved
Mhm.
with the crafting. Let's see. So the first one I'm going to talk about, this one you will probably see minimal progress on in the coming weeks just because I'm focusing on other projects, and it will be picked up as I feel like it. But this is Case Fault Miter Square Blanket. This is a plop. This is going to be here for a while. I'm not in a rush to get it finished. I work on it as I want to. The nice thing is I keep sort of amassing these mini skeins for
Right.
it. So that way, this is really good. This is probably the project I'll take with me for the road.
Right.
Like when we go to retreat in September.
I can't believe we're already thinking about that.
Well, it's.
I got a message to put on my calendar the retreat, which I've already done. I've already got reservations.
Yeah, I already have my time
but,
off
yeah.
Set aside for that. But this is going to be my travel thing because it's simple. It's mindless. I can do this on the road without. I don't have even need a pattern. But sorry. I really did not work on much for this. I finished one square and started another.
Which one is that? The purple. Which one's purple?
It's one of yours.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to figure out what it was. Oh,
I-
that grape something?
I can't remember what you called it.
Yeah.
But I barely worked on this. I finished a square which I had started during the podcast, I think, and then started another square. But honestly, I've been focused on other projects. So this has not been getting quite the love that it usually does. Not because
And you've been sick too.
Yeah, and it's not because I've been out of love with this or anything. No, I'm
No.
still very much in love with it. It's just that's the thing that I work on when I don't particularly want to focus on anything else. It's my fill-in project. It's like a security thing. It's always there if I need it.
Right. Okay. My next one is in my Mama C's, Christina Mama C's Wordsworth
You need to do
bag.
2 this time as well.
Yeah, I have 8, so I should do 2. Mama C's, Christina C, Wordsworth bag. And this is my Winter Storm Shawl project from the Terribly Simple Pattern by Caitlin French. And I did a little bit of progress on this. This is another one that I think I'm just going to go till I finish the skeins. I have 3 skeins of this. So we'll see how far I get with it. And this has got alpaca in it, I think, or something. I forget what it is. It's not alpaca. It's gives an H, and it's a hard name to pronounce. This is blues and purples and grays, and the color's showing up pretty well there. Blues, purples, grays.
It is actually
Very, very pretty. It's very soft. I thought it was going to be scratchy because it has a little bit of a halo to it. I think that's what it's called when it's got this fuzz.
Yeah, it is.
Because
remember Dan was talking about his what is it? The double-sided knitting.
right, yeah, double knitting.
Double knitting, where it was really, it looked like it was growing hair, and it had a halo.
Yeah. And these are my Caspians. And these are interchangeable Caspians. They're size, I want to say they're 8s. Yes, they are. They're size 8s. And I love this thing. Laura gave me one of these and Talia gave me the rest. They are fantastic as long as your needles aren't overly big. So this is kind of a plop. It's going to be finished when it's finished. I really enjoy it. And hopefully it will not bother me. I don't think it's overly scratchy, so it should be fine. I'm trying to find my ball band, but here it is. It's got, it's called Northern Lights. That's a colorway. Oh, it is. Alpaca yarns, 80% Huacea,
Maybe it's a kind of alpaca?
and 20% merino. Emily will know. Emily from Fibertown. She knows a lot about the fibers. I'm sure she knows. So that's that. And let me write that down, Emily. because if I don't do it now, I'll forget. My next one is my Obi-Wan's hat, and this is from the Bankhead pattern by Susan Gourley, and this is also known as my Dan's fault. Yes, Dan, your fault,
Totally and utterly.
Dan.
Probably should put Kay down too because we did talk about her.
Yeah.
She has a sock pattern now, by the way.
Yeah, she's very prolific. I want her to do another shawl, though. I don't care about it. I don't want no stinking socks. I want a shawl.
It's fingering weight. It doesn't help me any.
Yeah.
Not so much. I like my socks to be. I'm not a very big pattern sock person.
Yeah. So this is where I'm at here. I've started I'm done with the ribbing. I'm done with the ribbing. It looks awfully small compared to other people's that I've seen, but
it'll stretch.
Anyway, that's the ribbing. This is Packing Its Designs yarn. Her colorway, I believe this is Kaleidoscope.
I think you're right.
Let's see.
Oh, that makes me think of a desert.
Kaleidoscope. And I'm using my Chai Goose, my preferred yarn, my preferred needles, my Chai Goose. So, isn't that pretty? It's really pretty. I don't know that I would wear it.
Simply because it's not your colors.
Because it's not my colors. I love the colors. I just don't know that. Davina might wear this.
She might, yeah.
If not, somebody will get it for a gift. I'm enjoying the pattern very, very much. And I'm enjoying the yarn very, very much. And it's in my Knitting's My Bag, Gnomes bag, which I'm enjoying very much. Yay for enjoying.
Is that two?
That's two.
Okay.
Now we're up down to 1 and 1.
So, in my, no, not right back. In my Mama C Tudor bag is I See Fire, which is Neapolitan pattern by K.F. Jones of Baker Bear fame. I'm using Neighborhood Fiber Company in the base, Rustic Fingering, and in the colorways Eastern Market, which is red-orange, Del Rey, which is yellow-orange, and Penn North, which is yellow. Oh, good, I did finish this row. I haven't worked on this in a couple days, so.
Isn't that pretty?
I'm getting close to the point where I can start thinking about the ribbing, which is going to be in the red.
Look at that.
So,
that is just gorgeous.
And if I buckle down, I could probably finish this. I'm just going to have a little bit of distraction for a while between the socks and the toys.
And the story.
Sorry, guys. So, I look forward to having this.
Very pretty. That's lovely.
It's a lovely pattern. And I'm happy with the color choices. And it used some deep stash, which is even better.
Yep. That can go. Don't forget to put some of those in your Whip It With It.
Yeah, but I haven't finished it yet.
You don't have to.
Oh, okay. I'm very bad about entering things into longs.
This is my Stitch by Mimi bag, Sandy's bag. I love my tea bag from Sandy. And this has my Bonfire Shawl project from the Sock Knitter's Shawl pattern by K.F. Jones. I'm seeing a pattern here. K.F. Jones. We always have projects by her. Okay.
I haven't worked on mine like that in a little while.
There we go. I'm using Miss Babs, Yowza What a Skein, and this is in the Reishi colorway. And I think I'm on the second set of repeats out of 7 or 8 or whatever it is. I'm not focusing. There we go. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The pattern is beautiful.
The funny thing is, it's not your normal colors.
It isn't, but I'm not. It's mine. I like fall colors. I'm usually not in that mood, but I am in that mood apparently right now. It's just lovely. The pattern's beautiful, easy to follow, and I'm going to be casting on another one, I'm sure. So that goes in here. I'm using my Chai Goose, and yeah, they're size 9s.
I've been hearing about a lot of the Chaggy Red Lace lately, but of course, Kay really loves them, and I was trying to watch Yarngasm last night, but then the video froze on me, which is why I went on to Great Courses.
Right.
And she really likes them too.
Yeah.
But I guess it's my turn now. You guys have seen this finished sock for a while. It's been finished for a while. It does fit me. This is my Flash Nightwing socks, the Dance All Night socks, by Erica Jakowski, Fiddle Knits. And the yarn is the Yarn Tree Superwash Merino DK and the colorway Batman vs. Superman. Although the way it works up, it looks a lot more like Nightwing and Flash.
It's very stretchy.
And this is the second sock so far.
So this is ribbing here, and this is
Well,
stockinette.
This is kind of ribbing. There's actual ribbing up here. Now, this is a paper pattern, but
Right.
there's some patterning / ribbing here.
Right.
And then stockinette here and reverse stockinette here.
Cool.
And it's a heel flap. I prefer a heel flap. My very first pair of socks I did an afterthought heel, and I wasn't fond of it. I don't like the way it fit. And also, it wasn't as fun to work. I actually enjoy the process of doing a heel flap. It's fun. Besides, by the time you're done with the heel flap, you can see the sock forming.
Right.
Which
I don't like the idea of a hole there. I can do it for crochet.
The first time I did first and only time I did an afterthought heel, I actually squeaked when I cut the yarn. I did it with the tutorial with Lemon Crochet.
Right. She was good at that.
She's very good at that. It's not my preferred way of knitting socks. I'm like Kay. I prefer just give me a heel flap.
Yeah.
Cuff down heel flap sock. So yes, as you can see, I still have quite a ways to go on my leg before I could do my other heel flap. But honestly, I can knit through this leg pretty quickly, I think. Especially since this is right now the knitting I'm focused on. I think I can get through this pretty quickly. So there's that.
Okay. I did the bonfire. All right, in my Vleer bag, I have Valeria fruit.
Oh yeah, and this was in my silver shed purse / knitting bag.
Is my Under the Boardwalk, which is from the Drea Shawl pattern by Craig Rosenfeld. Yes, I love this pattern. I just couldn't bring it with me because I didn't want to take all the color work with me. All right. Oops, it's funny. So I did some work on this. Actually, I did a fair amount of work on this. It's not growing really fast, but that's okay. It is growing. And this, I think this is the right side.
I'm surprised you didn't mark it.
Didn't ask me to. So that's.
You don't wait for it to ask you to.
There we go. I'm enjoying this pattern. I really like this. It's color work, but it's not difficult. It really isn't.
It grows kind of the way that the Hitchhiker does, yeah. Except without the teeth.
Right. It's a beautiful pattern. I really like it. And as soon as I finish this one, I want to do it in a Miss Babs weight because I don't like working fingering weight that much. It takes too long, and I want it done because I have no patience apparently. But I am enjoying this even in the fingering weight. I love the colors because the yarn means something to me. The yarn, one of the colorways I was gifted by Turbo Knitter 64, who is Kenneth from the Turbo Knitter podcast, and the other was one that I won from Kathy, who is Kathy913 from the Knit Nerd podcast, which is no longer in existence. And those two people mean a lot to me, so I want to make something with this yarn, and that's what I'm doing.
And then, of course, so the pattern that you're doing with friends makes you even better.
I'm sorry?
It really is a friendship.
What are you talking about?
It's a pattern that you're doing with a bunch of friends.
No, that's a spindrift.
Oh, that's a spindrift. Okay.
But the pattern was also suggested to me by a friend. That was Melissa from the Spicy Homemaker podcast. And so she suggested it, and Heidi is doing it. Heidi's probably done with it by now.
Probably.
But Melissa might be starting up another one. So
there's a bit of a one-sided competition with you and Heidi.
Heidi. I could never keep up with Heidi. But anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying that very much.
Because it's my turn. And my Plover Birds on a Wire bag is Ladies of PHN, Mother of Dragons pattern by Laura Smoot. And I'm using Victorian Studios yarn in the colorway Ladies of PHN. And it's just got a little bit of work done on it. And it might not get much work done for a while because I'm going to be focusing on other projects. But you might not notice too much of a discernible
Pretty.
difference at this point in the pattern, just because it's still quite small.
Very pretty.
Yeah, it's not going to show up very well right now.
Looks very nice though. Kind of like variants.
And unfortunately, you can't see the pattern very well right now.
When you block it, that'll be fine.
Yeah, and it's just so early on right now. But that got some love.
Right.
I think I did like 2 or
What's next?
4 rows or something like that. I usually do 2 rows at a time.
Okay. The Ladies of the Watch. This is another kind of a theme here.
Yeah.
Ladies of the Watch project from the Night's Watch pattern by Laura Smoot, and I'm using a US 5 3.75mm Knit Picks Harmony Circulars and the Ladies of PHN colorway. That is by Victorian Studio Design. Victorian Studio. Yeah. I actually pulled this out and am back to where I was started because I didn't have the right count on the stitches. But now I'm back to where I started. You can see the lace starting here, if it'll focus. It's not a very big piece. I didn't do a whole lot of work except to kind of rip back. I did a lot of ripping back.
And your lace is right here.
It's right there.
It's just not focusing.
Oh, there we go. It's right by the marker.
And it'll be easier to see once
when it gets bigger. I like the pattern very much. Laura writes a good pattern. I got a little confused when I transitioned to the charts, but that's me, not her. And I've been asking Talia for assistance where I need it. And Laura is very accessible, so if I need help, I can always contact her. She's very accessible. And the colorway, Maureen did a fantastic job on the colorway. So this is another one. I have a couple patterns going that are definitely friends. This is the second out of 3 that I would consider that.
Yeah.
You know, friends. So, and these are on Chai-Goos also. And it's in my Plover Bird bag. It's a medium-sized teapot bag. So, okay.
Okay. Oh, this next one. This one's got started, but it's not going to be worked on much until the summer sock knitting gets started with Danny K. And actually, I'll be able to use that for the Summer of S too. I always take part. I always take care of that. Take part in Emily's Summer of S.
Yes, it's very important to us for Summer of S.
But this is Paid in Full, the Dance All Night Slouch Socks by Erica Jakowski of Fiddle Knits, who is Fiddle Knits. And I'm using Miss Babs Yazaweta Skein and colorway Perfectly Reckless. And those are the socks I said I was going to start from Mom.
They've started.
They're started. That's about it.
Little baby socks.
And that's as far as they're going to be until Katie's birthday on May 26th.
It's coming up soon.
Because I don't want to get too far ahead. Yeah. But I wanted to at least get them started. This little stitch marker is one that was given to me by Beth during the Maryland Shipping War. So, like I said, it started. This isn't my skein of yarn. This is Mom's skein of yarn. It was payment for yarn received.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can't say that on the podcast. Never mind. Scratch that. Back it up. Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Just say yes.
No, I never say yes when you tell me just say yes.
Just say yes.
That's a big mistake.
Just say yes.
Oh, this was in my Silver Shed Kitties in the News bag.
Okay. My next pattern is a Journey with Friends project. This is my 3rd one that's a Friends themed kind of project. Let me find what bag it's in. I think it's in.
I've got the theme song for Friends in my head now.
Oh no! Don't. A Journey with Friends project from the Spindrift pattern by Helen Stewart.
I don't even watch Friends. I just like that song.
Yeah. And this one, I had a lot further, but for some reason I got off. So you're going to see it looks a lot less. I did reverse progress on this. I just restarted. And this I may start in a different yarn.
Yeah, I think that would be considered a lot less.
So this is just this.
It's adorable.
It's just this little bitty
It's
start.
adorable.
I had a whole bunch more than this, but somehow I got off count and I couldn't really.
What are there, like
fix it.
5 stitches on there?
2, 4, 6, 7.
It's adorable.
So I'll be starting this. I'm just barely starting on this right now, but I had a lot more. I'm not the only one who had some problems with it.
I know, it just makes me giggle.
And it wasn't that we had problems, it's just that we kind of got lost. I started this 3 times, as you can tell by my sheet. So it's just, either I wasn't paying attention. I really need to be sitting by myself while I do this because it has lace. And if I don't pay attention, I miss the yarn overs or whatever. So it's a great pattern. I love the way she writes the pattern. It's easy, it's simple. I had gotten to the point where it was just switching rows. You know, the right side is this and the wrong side is that. But I had to count off somewhere and I couldn't fix it. So I had to undo it. So it's in my owl bag. And it's not discouraging me that I did that. So that's a good sign.
Yes.
Okay.
The next one is a secret project. Can I work on one I don't have down here?
What?
Oh, I forgot to talk about this one.
Okay.
I skipped this one.
Okay.
It was still included in my count.
Okay.
This is Royale Green Tea, which is Latte Macchiato pattern by Agnes Kataz Karetzes. I'm using Miss Babs Yaza What a Skin in the colorway Zing in Berlin. And this is in my PHN bag.
And this yarn, the Zing, is what her socks, for me, are a payment of.
Yes. Didn't get very far.
I love that color.
Oh, it's beautiful. The Zing is the blue, and the Berlin is the variegated, which is greens and blues, and so it's gotten started. I think I showed last time the pattern. This part is lovely. The part that I really love is the edging, which has cables and lace in it. I am so looking forward to that edging. That is the reason I started this pattern, because Agnes Kataz Karetzes, as usual, catches me, and it makes me go, I want to work that.
Yeah, see, most of hers, I love them, but I think they're too advanced with all the lace. This one I want to do. It's beautiful.
I love her patterns. I have 2 on the go right now. I haven't worked on another one recently, simply because I've been focused on other projects, but she is one of my favorite shawl designers, even though I've only completed one of her shawls.
Yeah.
And you remember her, if you've been with me for a while, you remember when I completed her Starry Night shawl with the Starry Night yarn. But yes.
Okay. Let's see.
You have?
I have 3.
I have 1.
How did that happen?
You need to do a couple.
No, but let me see where I messed up.
She's always doing
No,
this.
what happened was when I went from this one here to here, I forgot that I have one up there. Okay.
She's always doing this.
It's not on purpose. Okay, this is my another blue and green preemie hat. It's a loom hat project. And usually when I finish a loom hat, I start another one right away. So I'm about maybe...
So I think that kind of tells you she might have finished her loom hat.
A third of the way through, maybe.
What did Grandma think of your loom knitting?
What's that? Loom knitting. Is it weaving? No, it's loom knitting. Kind of like weaving, I guess, but not really. I love the colors on this. It's coming up a little darker in the blues, and more purpley than it is, but I'm enjoying this. I like working the loom hats because I can get a quick project out of it if I want one, and it's something that I want to give away to charity, which I like. And this is in my Kiki Boo bag. This is my Denise of the Knitting Den, and I love this bag. It's very well made. My owl's bag. And you said I had to do one more.
Yes.
I make sure I worked on this other one. I'm pretty sure I did. Let's see. Yes, I did. What did I? This is in my Night Owls bag. This is Knitting's my bag. And
You had like 3 bags of owls in it. This
Uh-huh.
time around.
that's what I do. This is another Way at 3. No, Way at 2. Which I really love. By Susan B. Anderson. And it's coming along. I can't really show it to you because it's starting to bunch up on the needles already. But there's the color. The colorway is Grand Dream, which is why I call it the Follow Your Dream shawl. Look at all those blues. I mean,
Oh, it's beautiful.
they're deep blues. There's a little bit of kind of a lavendery blue and kind of a little bit of a pale blue, but most of it is like different shades of navies and deep blue and just kind of midnight blues and things like that. It's very pretty. I love the colors. And I'm looking forward to finishing that, although there's no real hurry on it. And these are fixed circulars. They're Chai Goos, red lace. No surprise there. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so in my Silver Shed tree frog bag, as you guys have kind of gotten used to at this point, this usually contains a design. It does at this point. And I can't show it to you. Yep.
Yeah.
I love this color though.
It is adorable.
What
color is that?
This one here?
Mm-hmm.
This is
Atlantis?
yes.
Jaws.
I think this is Atlantis.
Okay.
This is that yarn you got me for Christmas.
Okay.
It's lovely to work with. She doesn't carry this yarn anymore.
I think I have some though. Is that Betty or the other? Or is that?
No, this is a DK.
Oh, it's a DK.
The DK or split. I can't remember.
Ooh. I have DK.
And actually, I'm in trouble because I think she'll kick my rear end because it has some cashmere in it. I think I'm a dead woman.
I think so.
But I wanted the color.
Heidi, wait until I move out of range. At least I don't put cashmere in my toys.
But
Yet.
look at this color. Isn't that gorgeous? And the other one is this.
It's beautiful. I think you just made my decision for me, Talia. Look up there.
Oh, I think I see what you're looking at. We'll talk about it more later.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna kill me though.
Well, you know.
We make it a practice of giving her target practice.
We make practice being on her hit list.
Yes.
Okay. So yes.
We love Heidi's yarn, and we love Heidi. So, okay. Do you have any more projects?
No, that's
okay. I have one, and I can't show it to you. It's one of Talia's designs in progress. She hasn't set it out for testing, but I always start before everybody else.
Yes.
I can't show it to you. I can't show the yarn?
Hold off.
Okay. I can't show you anything. Sorry. It's in my Knitting's My Bag.
Next time you'll be able to show it, or when I'm done with the photos.
Knitting's My Bag, Autism Awareness Bag. Large, sweater size. Okay.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Now, what do you have next? Do we have...
Design stuff should be very last.
Okay, hold on. Just give me a second here. Because
you do have one FO, though, don't you?
I do have an FO, and I have writer's block. Do you want me to do writer's block first?
Yes.
Okay. My writer's block used to be, I think it used to be, I'm off camera for just a second. I think it was in here, but I'm not sure.
Winnie the Pooh.
In my Eeyore bag, as Laura knows I call this Eeyore bag. Laura Concert. It may not have been in this bag, but in any event, it'll represent the bag. I frogged the mallard shawl, and the yarn has found a new home with one of our PHN family people. And I will be starting another in a different, probably in Miss Babs, because I like the way it works out. Because I want to make it clear that it's not Kay's pattern that I didn't like. It's not even the yarn, although Yorkshire Spinners is not my favorite in terms of shawl yarn. I would like to make toys with it.
It's very fun to make toys with.
But it's beautiful. I absolutely love the colors. But it wasn't working for me for that combination of her pattern and the shawl. So what I did was I frogged it, and because it's fingering weight and I'm not really working a lot of fingering weight, contrary to some of my pattern
Same
in
project.
progress, I went ahead and destashed that yarn, and it is gone to its home, and the person loved it, so I'm happy about that. And I will most likely be starting, I don't know if it'll be before the podcast or not, but the next podcast or not, but I will be starting a different sock knit or shawl in similar colors maybe, because I do want another one that color. I don't have a green shawl, and I want a green one, so I will probably pick out some green Miss Babs and start that in the next couple of weeks. I do want to make it clear, though, it wasn't case pattern, it wasn't the yarn, it was just I didn't like the combination. So that is gone. Okay, because I'm not doing things I don't like.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, FOs.
Oh, okay, it's me again. Look at this bag. I love this bag.
It's adorable.
This is from Laura, Spinning Laura. She gave this to me at the Maryland Sheep and Wool a couple weeks ago.
Mine's holding mini skeins from her.
This is holding my little FO. I have to take a picture of this still. It's such a cute little bag. This is my preemie hat. I forget what I called this, but it's called the Mixed Berries preemie hat. So, there it is. And I think I need to take pictures of this still.
Yeah, I think you.
And then I can give it to Talia. But I love making these little hats. They're so much fun. They're so quick. I could probably sit down and make it in a couple hours if I wanted to. I never do because I have other things going.
I think this batch is going to the hospital because I had a couple people specify that they wanted it to hospital. I think none of them were really big sizes this time around. So.
Okay, well this can go to the hospital. So that's in here. That's my FO. Okay. You're going to do your FOs at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing now?
Autobiography.
Okay.
Unless you have royalties.
I do have royalties. And I also have the D-Stash news.
Okay.
Okay. What did I do?
Do you need to get up to get the D-Stash?
I do.
Do you need to put me on premium house?
Well, let me show this first.
Okay.
You know how many royalties?
Well, the royalty is notepads you just gave me.
Yeah, I picked that up in Philadelphia for her. I was so excited. I mentioned this earlier in the podcast because I haven't been doing much on the FO threads and on the knitting games because I haven't finished a whole lot. But I've been doing a lot on the chatter threads, and I won something from Melissa, who is Spicy Homemaker. I'm so excited because this colorway right now, as far as I know, is pretty much a one of a kind because it was based on they had that dye off, and this was one of the colorways. You know, they split up the winnings.
Yeah.
And stuff. This was one of the colorways that was done, and this is called.
Oh, this turned out beautiful.
This is called Rouge Meadow. I got some tea and some candy. This will go there, and I haven't opened this yet. Excuse the crinkling. I'm not sure how to put this in here.
Let me help you.
Oh, there
you go. That is gorgeous.
It smells. Oh, she gave me a lavender, some kind of
sachet.
Sachet.
You know I'm completely stuffed up.
Look at this color. Isn't that gorgeous?
That is beautiful.
Isn't that absolutely amazingly gorgeous? This is 80% superwash merino and 20% silk. 400 yards. This is going to go around my neck.
Yes.
I don't know what it's going to be yet. Maybe a cowl of some kind. It's fingering weight. This is the Swatch This Fiber Art. So this person was a dyer. And I'm going to have to check out her shop because this is absolutely beautiful. And it's called Rouge Meadow. And if you saw the picture in the Spicy Homemaker or in the Sip and Stitch podcast threads, you can see how spot on this colorway is. It's absolutely just flat out beautiful. And it smells so good.
I wish I could smell it.
This is what makes it smell so good.
Is your sachet.
The sachet. And then she sent me a stitch marker. I can't read what it says. Created for you. Created for me. It's a little butterfly. It says created for you. Oops. I don't know if you can see it, but
trust us, it's a butterfly.
It's a beautiful little butterfly, and it's got a lobster clasp, so it's a progress keeper.
Do you know what kind of tea they sent you?
She told me. It's in my letter. I have to read it. It sounds really, really good. I'll tell you in just a second. And the person is Deanna Martin, www.etsy.com/shop/backslash swatch this fiber arts. Swatch this fiber arts. So,
If it'll focus.
there it goes.
There we go.
So I was really impressed. I'm not sure what this little button is, color is for, but it's beautiful.
It looks
So,
like a sticker.
it's not a sticker. It feels like enamel or something.
Well, you know when you have those stickers
Yeah,
as a kid
yeah,
where
yeah.
they are kind of raised like that? I used to love those stickers as a kid.
So we have tea and candy, which I will share with you.
Okay.
And a little message that she sent me. That just tells us what the tea is. Look at that.
This makes me
Believe,
think of British candy.
believe in your dreams. Isn't that nice? I love that. Actually, I want to frame that. That is so pretty. Believe in your dreams. On both sides.
Mom, is this a British shop? Because this makes me think of British candy.
I don't know. She said the tea is, so you have Vienna, the current favorite tea, Mrs. Patmore's Pudding Tea by the Republic of Tea. Description reads, this decadent dessert tea has the homemade flavors of vanilla cake drizzled with rich caramel sauce. It's a black tea that goes great with a splash of milk. Ooh, that sounds like right up my alley. Thank you so much, Melissa, for the tea, and thank you for the yarn.
And the candy.
And the candy. I'm going to well, the yarn and the candy and everything came from, I think the package, I'm not sure how much of the package came from Deanna. I think the yarn came from Deanna and the package came from
Melissa.
Melissa. They were
In which case the candy's probably not British.
all the stuff came from Melissa because she got the yarn as a participant prize.
Yeah.
But the yarn was done by Deanna and it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so I'm looking forward to that. Let me get my other yarn. Do you have something to talk about while I do it?
Let me put you on pause.
Okay.
Actually, I lied. I do have something to talk about while she's doing that. I'm going to do my autobiography. I got the shared story, so I am currently working on that. Well, not at this very second, but I now have that to work on. I had mentioned briefly when my YouTube was acting stupid, I got some medieval world lectures from great courses to listen to. I've listened to several of those. It was on medicine, family life. I'm on the one for warfare. Industry, which included fiber arts, which is kind of cool. And I'm currently on warfare. I finished King John. He really seemed to be a very despicable person. Lying just seemed to be his way of handling things. He was not very well thought of in his day. But very interesting book. I really enjoyed this author's way of writing. And I have a couple more books by him now. Because I covered King John, I figured it was only appropriate to next go on to his mother. So I'm sorry. I just started Eleanor of Aquitaine by Alison Weir. I'm not very far in. I'm not even 30 pages in yet. So, enjoying this so far. I haven't read an Alison Weir in a while, I don't think. I guess I've only been one out for me in Alison Weir since I was reading Mark Morris previously. But, yes, so on to the next book. And I've been enjoying that so far. Ow, you scratched me.
Sorry. Okay. Alright, some of you, are you done with the books?
Yes.
Okay, some of you might have noticed that something called Lady Furnico's D-Stash thread. I've already sold a couple things. Thank you for those who purchased it. I still have, I wanted to show you some of these in case you didn't think the pictures were good enough or you just thought, I don't know, you wanted to see it or make sure I wanted to sell it or whatever. This, I have several skeins of Flock Bransonis. This is lovely yarn. It just doesn't have a whole lot of give for me. This is hand-painted sock yarn, 75% wool, 25% nylon. This one is the Sinclair colorway, and it's 460 yards. And I have only one of these. It's a lovely shades of blue.
Mom usually prefers her wool to have nylon in it.
And, well, and I also prefer for it to be superwashed.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one skein of that.
Yeah, maybe it's not so much you like nylon, you like
I like the superwash.
the superwash.
Okay.
And she had picked up several skeins of superwash. Not superwash. So that's why a lot of these are going.
Yeah, that's why these are going. This is Flock Brazonas as well. It's the same content. This is I have two of these, and the colorway is Alana.
So there's nothing wrong with the yarn.
No, this beautiful yarn.
It's just that she prefers superwash.
Red and black, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, there's two of these. I have two also. Oh, this one's apart, but in this color, which is beautiful. Getting it. Doesn't want to reskein.
I'd help you, but people have been seeing me cough in my hands, so I'm pretty sure they don't want me messing with their yarn.
Just reskein. So you can see the color here. It's absolutely beautiful, and I was kind of sad about not being able to use it. I was actually using the other skein. The whole skein is present, in it, but I have two skeins of this. It's just that one is caked up and one is not. And this
it's
is
beautiful.
They're both 460 yards. So that's my Flock Brazonas. I have a total of 5 skeins.
Isn't that one flock too? The purple green?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I have 5 skeins of that. I have, this is Verdant Griffin.
Oh, that's right. That is Verdant.
This is Verdant Griffin in, this is EIDOS. Eidos, it's fingering weight, 100% superwash merino wool, 4 ounces, 420
yards. And this
yards.
is being given up more because it's fingering weight.
Yes. And isn't it, look at those colors. Aren't they
beautiful.
gorgeous? And I have a lot of this color, so I thought maybe I would go ahead and try and see if anybody would be interested in purchasing this from me. Okay. This one is Appalachian Sock Company, and this is what I would call the Nightwing colorways, except for the gray. Except for the gray. And I think
Babs attacked me.
I think this is a DK weight.
She heard you say Nightwing.
Yeah. Well, this is 420 yards, so I guess it's fingering. It's size 1 to 3, so this is probably a fingering weight. And there's 420 yards in this. All the prices are fairly negotiable, within reason, of course. And I usually pick up the shipping and handling for people in the United States. I have 2 of this Blackstone tweed. This is wool and mohair and Angora.
I think you got that as an extra for helping at the Fiber Festival.
I think I did, or I got it in a yarn, one of those Craftsy box things.
Yeah, because Craftsy for a while was sending us just free yarn.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've always wanted to try Baroque, but I don't care for mohair. And this,
I think Baroque is what I made my white sweater out of.
This is really pretty yarn. This is a total of both the yarns together 260 yards. Okay, and I think it looks like it might be a worsted or a DK.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then this, I thought I had 14 skeins of this in various colors, and I do have the colors that are in the picture in the thread, but I actually have more than that. So I think I have like 21 skeins or 20 skeins of this.
And they're different colors.
And they're different colors. I've got like 7 different colors. There's purple, cream, this kind of a teal, this kind of a red.
And she had picked it up with a...
I was going to do a blanket.
A blanket. She decided not to do
green. And again, this is pure wool. I prefer superwash. I just didn't realize it when I picked this up. This is the other color here. So you have 2, 4, 6. There's still one color missing. Oh, this one.
The prettiest one from all.
Yeah. So that's the colors, and I have like 14 to 21 skeins of that.
And one went flying down, Mom.
Yeah. And I had a person express interest in it, but I haven't heard back. So it is still up until I hear back from her. Yeah, I'm giving her some more time to see if she wants it. If you are in the States, I will pick up the shipping. Okay. So that's that. And then I have books. I'll just go through it really quick because the books are on the thread. I've actually sold some of the books already, but they have already gone to their home. Crochet answer book. I have an extra of this. That's why I'm selling this one.
Did you want Mr. DeVan didn't want that?
I think you gave it to me to her.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah.
The crochet.
Don't let
the title, mess you over. Okay?
One of my first projects was from a book like that.
Right. If you think that this can help you, and there's somebody out there who knows who I'm talking to, if she, you know who I'm talking to.
I think I do.
She knows who I'm talking to. If you want this, let me know. Okay. But
what's nice about it is it does have simple projects.
It's got simple projects. It's very, very, not that she needs it, but it's very well explained.
Yes, it is. It's very good for a newbie.
For a newbie knitter or neo crocheter.
Yeah.
When I was first doing patterns, it has levels 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're just gonna be stuck doing a scarf all the time or something.
Which is nice because I think
look here, you see,
newbie people get tired of just doing scarves or whatever.
I mean, it's just.
Not that just doing scarves. I mean, some people enjoy doing scarves. But you know what I'm saying.
No, not that you don't enjoy doing scarves. It's being relegated to just doing scarves.
Yeah.
This has a variety of projects from like scarves and toys and shawls.
It doesn't matter how good a project is if you are basically feeling like you can only work one thing.
Right. And there's wrist warmers, cowl, basic hat, never two scarves. I mean, there's a lot of jewelry.
There's variety.
There's variety in here if you are interested in it. Don't let the name put you off. If you don't like the name, I'll put some tape here. Okay, some masking tape. All right. This is a crochet prayer shawl pattern book. Okay. This is by Doris Chan, Amazing Lace Crochet. Okay.
A lot of the crochet books Mom just can't use anymore.
Yeah, I can't do that much crochet. This is by Mary Jane Hall. She's on Ravelry. She's very good. I love that sweater, which is what made me buy this in the first place. But I can't get gauge, and I can't be pulling things out 10 million times if my hand doesn't like it. So I'm not getting these books because I don't like them. I'm just not using them. This is also Doris Chan. And also my taste has changed a little bit. I don't like as much as the lace as I thought I did. So it's not that the patterns aren't beautiful, and I love that sweater, but that it's not what I'd make. Okay, so that's Doris Chan as well. This is Geek Chick Crochet by Nikki Trench, and this is a really nice projects in here. Has some really nice projects in here, but I probably won't make them. Not that they're not beautiful or good or whatever. This color block sweater is really cute. I don't know if you can see it.
It's just not necessarily something you'd wear.
It's just not something I'll probably make or wear. So there's some really, I love.
That's probably the one you bought it for.
Yeah, isn't that pretty? So this is up for sale. And then I have several like magazines, and I think I have this up. This is a beautiful book. They have knitting and crochet books. And this is motifs.
She's not a motif person.
I don't like motifs. I hate squares. I've tried. Laura, that washcloth that I have kept, that was supposed to be a square for you, because that's how much I love you. I was going to make you a square. I'm sorry. I don't love you that much. I hate squares. I might try another square, but I just don't like squares. And
try a knitted one.
I might try. Well, that one was knitted.
Oh, it was?
Mm-hmm. So, Laura, I did try. I hope I get brownie points for trying. But that's what I have on D-Stash. So if you are interested, PM me and let me know, and we can work something out. Okay? Yeah. So let me just move this here. All right. What's next?
Okay. What about your
I have to get back
autobiography?
My notes. It keeps turning off on me. Okay. My autobiography. I finished the shared story. Talia has it. So I haven't done any writing at this point. I'm still reading my book by Patrick Carr. I'm almost finished with the second one and getting ready. It's getting very exciting, and I'm looking forward to starting the last book. That'll be a lot of fun. Let's see what else. I think that's it for autobiography. Yeah.
Okay,
Did you want me to thank those people?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I want to thank, I'm sorry if I missed anybody on thank yous this time, if I missed anybody for shout outs or anything like that, because it's been a really hectic week and I didn't get a chance to really put my notes together. I want to thank everybody who did mention us on podcasts or wherever, and I want to thank the people on YouTube, Slip Knit Podcast, who is Ilva, Sissy Knitting and Crochet, who is Sissy, and Victorian Studios, who is Maureen. Thank you for the comments on YouTube. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to do your special here before we say goodbye?
Yes. There's actually 2 new designs. One of them was completely done in about 8 hours last night. Mostly because it is a new design, but it's an adjustment of a previous one.
But it had so much work in it that she's releasing it as a separate design.
Yes, there's a lot of math involved to make it what it is. So, and the pattern has to be completely rewritten and everything. That being said, Laura, actually this pattern is going to be dedicated to you because it's why I did it. She was asking for a smaller version of Timmy to do for the Ronald McDonald House. How can I say no to that? I mean, it's such a good cause. So this is Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle.
Isn't it cute?
It is a much smaller version. I have to do a version with, oh good, it's showing up better than it does in real life. The mouth versus on the original, Timmy, the mouth is a little...
Look at this big...
Yes, as big as the head. The original Timmy's mouth is a little lower down. I adjusted the mouth so it's more center than it is on the original pattern. And, I had to completely redo the math for the head.
It's almost like a limb, you know?
Yeah, it's completely... Oh, it's smaller than the leg. The math was... The numbers had to be recrunched. Actually, the whole head had to be rewritten because things moved. I moved where the mouth was. I moved where the nose was.
And the eyes are almost as big as the whole head.
Yes. So it's a completely... It is actually a different pattern, even though it's very similar. So it's a handheld turtle. And as soon as I type up the pattern, it'll be released for testing. This pattern will probably only be in testing for a month, simply because I rewrote the pattern and designed the turtle in 8 hours. I doubt that it'll take people more than that to create that
pattern.
Oh, yeah, I need to type it up. It has not been typed up yet.
Gimme.
So as soon as I type it up, it will be released for testing. So, yeah, he's just a very itty-bitty version of the original Timmy, designed specifically with Ronald McDonald House
in mind,
and Laura. So, okay, there's that one. And the one that you've been waiting months for.
This is adorable.
I finally...
Sorry about the extenuous noise.
Yes. I finally finished the pattern. I wish I brought the notepad with me. I meant to. This pattern got imagined at work. The person was working with is not working there anymore. She moved on to other opportunities. But we were talking one day, and she mentioned something that her niece liked. So I sketched out something really quickly, because at that moment I got an idea. And from that sketch, when I went home, I created a more in-depth sketch with more details. But the basic idea was developed at work. It took me a while to get it exactly the way I wanted, which is why it's taken so much time to get this out to you. And this is a bigger toy. It's been a while since I've done a bigger toy.
I think this one takes more yarn than Timmy.
I think it does. It takes about 700 yards for the main body. Although there are ways to decrease the amount of yarn for the main color. This is Sparkle the Unipony. There's a story behind that. I kept calling it a pony when I was designing it instead of a unicorn. And Davina was like, why don't you just call it a unipony? So it's Sparkle the Unipony. The one that's being worked in the blue is my tutorial one.
And this is what I was working in the bag. Mine's yellow.
Yeah. And this is Undead Yarn in the werewolf base. What is this colorway?
Is that Purple Vein?
Yes, it's Purple Vein. And this here is a what you call it? Her mistake ones.
Oh, a roadkill.
A roadkill. The variation you can do is making the horn a different color, which is what I'm going to be doing on the second unicorn. So, this is what's taken so long, getting this exactly just so.
I love it.
So, how many of you guys guessed unicorn when you were looking at the pictures?
Brittany did.
I thought of putting up in the Franciscan Gypsy Designs thread, asking people what their guesses were for this. But yes, there will be tutorial videos. I'll be using my new camera for that. I'm probably about here on the second toy, so I'm nowhere near tutorial video point yet. But yes, 2 designs in 1 podcast. This one is all typed up. I just want to get the tutorial videos done first.
I've gotten to about halfway. I'm halfway on the
yeah,
body.
she's doing the body right now.
Because I was going away and I wanted to have a crochet project, a knit project, and a loom knit project so my hands wouldn't get sore.
So I whipped out the body part.
She typed up the body part for me. So I'm about halfway through this body part. So
yeah. So this is probably intermediate, whereas
because of this and stuff.
Whereas this one's probably a lot easier.
Advanced beginner.
Yeah.
Just because of the color work.
Yeah. But yes, 2 designs for the not for the price of 1, but 2 designs.
Two toys in 1.
2 toys for a podcast, which it's been a while since I don't think I've ever had 2 designs being introduced at the same time.
I don't remember.
I've had 2
in progress.
2.
You had 3 in progress.
I had 3 in testing before. Or not testing. I had 2 in testing and 1 being
that was when we had Bookworm and 2 others.
I had Bookworm, I had York.
Yeah.
And who is going along with York? It wasn't Brat. I forget who the other one was.
It might have been Mike.
It might have been Mike. But yes, these 2. This one won't be going into testing yet. It will be as soon as I finish the tutorial videos. This one will probably be going to testing tonight.
Okay, well, I will get my yarn, because I know exactly what I'm going to do now with my yarn. It's not going to be what I have put aside for it. It's going to be something else. Heidi's going to kill me because it's undead yarn. But it's because Heidi's yarn goes so well with it. Okay.
And I'll probably do my secondary one in some Baby Bee.
Yeah, I don't have any Baby Bee, so.
Yes, this is actually Mad Tosh.
Okay, we need to probably close this up.
Yes.
Lost my show notes again. Let me just get my notes again. I forgot to put down what episode this was. I think it's 207.
It is 207.
Let's see. Okay. We already thanked everybody who we wanted to thank, and we want to thank you all for joining us here again in the Woman Cave, and we hope that you found something that you enjoyed, and we'll be back next week. We wish you a week full of, well, it will be a little less than a week. We're planning on podcasting Friday. Hopefully she's back on a schedule soon.
Yeah.
So we'll be podcasting on Friday. We hope to see you back then. We wish you a week full of knitting, crocheting, dyeing, spinning, whatever it is that makes you happy. And
sorry.
This is Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 207, and that's a wrap.